Welcome home. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore. We are Baltimore positive. It is springtime and spring cleaning around here. I'm getting the Maryland Crab Cake Tour back out on the road. We're going to be at Fadley's next Friday. Giants in town. Luke will be down with us. My one of my dear old friends making it might be his radio debut on my show. Stephen L. Miles is going to be one of my guests next Friday at Fadley's. Steve and I have had many, many meals, many, many conversations. I don't think we've ever had one on the radio. I'm going to see if he's going to fix that, but that's next Friday. We'll have scratch offs in the Maryland Lottery. I have a handful of these Harlem Globetrotter scratch offs that still work. We're also going to get those Maryland State artistic tickets out. We had a great art contest last year. I'm looking forward to that. My thanks to GBMC and our newest sponsor here, sponsoring all of our sports coverage. I'm wearing the gear. It is Farnan and Dermer. They are the comfort guys, about to make me a little bit more comfortable in chatting some sports radio here, as well as some spring cleaning. Zach Dermer, second time, not first time, won't be the last time. It's good to have you back, man.
Yes, sir.
I've been gone a couple of weeks. You signed this sponsorship in the worst time ever. It's the doldrums of winter. Nothing's going on. Then the Crosby thing happens. Then I go to South America. And now we have balls and strikes we can argue about every night. It's great, huh?
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. We've been waiting for it, for months now, obviously, and it's nice to have the first series under our belts, and nice to get two out of three.
Did you go to
So
opening day?
I did not. I told my wife I regretted not going. I could have taken Junior. I have a 5-year-old son, Trey, and he loves going to the games.
There's a lot of people there for a 5-year-old on that day.
Yeah, it was.
It's more of a grown-up day for,
It is
for the pickles and 20 over 21 crowd. But, uh, you know,
100%.
yeah, I mean, it's a tough day to be a kid, I think, out there. There's not a lot of space, they're moving around. But I did not go. I was sick on my ass, as you know.
Yep.
I was wanted to go. I don't regret because I think Ben McDonald and Jim Palmer. I said that. It was wonderful to watch it on TV. But this strike zone thing and this ABS thing, and I know you're a little younger than me. Is I need to shave, get all the silver out of here. But it's changed the game for whoever is watching baseball. My wife and I on Sunday were watching the Twins manager get thrown out, arguing about whether
Yep.
the pitcher touched his hat quick enough,
Yeah, he
and
certainly did.
he did.
Yeah.
It's just a different game. It's a different strategy on every single pitch for every hitter, every pitcher, and every catcher. And the umpire himself, the umpire was always calling balls strike. He calls it. You don't think it's right. Challenge it and get it right. Make it right.
Oh, yeah.
There have been very few things I can honestly sit here after 35 years of being on the radio and saying they made baseball better. There have not been a lot of things I could say that about. This has made baseball a lot better and very, very quickly, I think.
Oh, it really has. That and the pitch clock. Just a couple big implementations
The
that have
shift,
made.
the
Yeah, the
shift.
shift. I mean, just big differences. But at ABS, just one weekend in, and you saw how many big impact decisions it made, and changed in a lot of cases. Um, it'll be interesting to see. It's going to expose a lot of the umps. Also expose catchers and just guys that know the strike zone better than anybody else. So
But it puts
it's
pressure
cool
on the
stuff.
batter too, right? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I think it was a ball. I think it was strike. It was the first pitch in the count. There's nobody on. It's a second inning. I'll suck it
yeah.
up. Strike one. Yeah, and the ego part of you're right and I'm wrong. I thought in the beginning, and I'm going to say this in every segment this week. I've already said it 5 times, I think, because I'm so into discussing this. I was texting all my baseball nerd buddies on Sunday. I invited you on the show, and I'm like, I'm going to have to talk to everybody about this because if you like baseball at all, there's no way you can watch this and not say, "Wow," like it's
It's
a little
great.
bit of a wow because of how thick it is for the stakes of it to not
Yep.
have one in the late innings, as we saw the Twins did not have a challenge. Yeah, you get one back in
Yep.
extra innings, but the 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 notion of if I'm the guy that does it wrong and I go back to the dugout, I got to look at my manager and say we pissed away one of
That's
our challenges, and
yep.
that's going to be taken away later, not just from us but from our pitcher too. It's a lot of
Oh yeah,
pressure.
it's a bad look. I mean, you gotta know what you're doing, and I guess the guys over the course of the season, you'll see who's good at it, who's not good at it, and the managers, I guess, will tell certain guys, hey, you go for it.
It's
where
like
other
it's
guys.
like giving the Ricky Henderson the right to steal whenever he wants, but nobody else
Yep.
has that ticket, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's pretty fascinating. It's
I can just see like somebody doing this and going back in the dugout and Alvarez. And by the way, sometimes I need an interpreter for him. I'm not fully
yep.
understand. I need a translator for Albie so far. Some of the I rewound one of the press conferences. I still don't know what he said.
I'd like to
Um,
see AI
I
AI
have
do it.
no idea,
Yep.
man. But I thought about this from a conflict standpoint. And look, I hate the fighting in baseball and the chin music and the my nuts are bigger than yours and
Yep.
let's dance and let's do all that. I've always hated that. I've always liked when Earl Weaver went out and showed his ass and ripped
Yeah.
the rule book up and dusted off
Sure.
home plate and Lou Piniella through third base into the Hudson River or whatever. I like all of that, but I think the conflict part of this it can't be taken away. And I thought this would be the end of umpires. Like for tennis, where the ball hits the line or it doesn't, that's the
Yep.
way it's judged now. I thought eventually they're just going to do away with umpires. No way.
Yeah.
This makes it if they did away with the umpire, they would have to do away with the challenge. Then it would
Exactly.
they'd be taking something away from the game now that they've put it in. They can
Yep.
never
Yeah.
take the umpires away now. I
Exactly.
thought the umpires thought that that was the first thing they were going to do. I promise you, after 72 hours of this, Zach, they're never taking the umpires away because it's a source of conflict in a game that doesn't have enough conflict, doesn't have enough action.
Yeah. No, it's just another way to entertain it. Yeah, entertain the fans and the viewers. Yeah, it's a hybrid. It's the best of both worlds. It allows the calls to be overturned that deserve to be overturned. And just a little bit of human element. You don't want to take the human element away. So it just,
Your 5-year old's never going to know the game the same way now, though,
yeah,
right?
no, no, not at all. I mean, explaining ABS, I mean, yeah,
Daddy, was that a ball or a strike? Whatever the umpire
you're
said
gonna
it
find
was,
out what
and
the robot
if it
says.
wasn't, we can fix it. Well,
Yep.
you can't argue balls and strikes. I told Leonard Raskin earlier, I'm like, so you don't know a lot of stuff about me, but my old man was the manager. We had the
Yeah.
equipment bag in our shed. We
Yep.
had all the bats and the balls and the gloves and the catcher stuff and all of that. My dad tried to take Teddy Bosch and make him a left-handed catcher. He ordered away from Wilson and Rawlings to get a left-handed catching mitt for Ted Bosch. Ted still follows me on social media, so
Yep.
I think he does. I think he still does. The Trump thing's divided a lot of us from Colgate and Dundalk. So, the the my dad was an umpire. He had a clicker. I still have my dad's clicker. I think it's one of my
Awesome.
last possessions that I have of his, but it was his clicker.
Yep.
People don't even know what the hell a clicker is. Maybe my wife doesn't even know. Ball strikes, left
Sure.
hand was the out, underneath, up top, right. So my dad was an umpire. But my dad would get thrown out of 2 little league games a year,
Yep.
protest, challenge. My dad was a hothead, but my dad was also the umpire too. And
Yeah.
I'm a kid, so I can't say, Pop,
Chill out, man.
like chill out because like you're the one calling the balls and strikes for the 9-10 game next week. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But there there is something about being an umpire that would make your personality kind of like being a sports radio guy or out on social media where everybody yells at you, calls you
Yep.
names. That's part of the job of being an umpire. There definitely has to be a little bit of a lessening of the ego in this case. The younger umpires are going to be better at this than older umpires.
I would say so. You got to put your ego to the side, and you're just there to do your job. So
Was a
the
ball or
best
a
you can.
strike? The computer
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
Zach
No.
Dermer's here. You have a lot of computers for what you do. You came out here, you have tester this and do all
Yep.
the science of what you do is the comfort guys and heating and air conditioning, which is your primary thing. And we would encourage anybody that needs or thinks you need, because you will need comfort at some point.
Yep.
This is a good time of year to give you a call, right? And come out, gauge things, say this is
Yeah.
getting weak, this is getting strong. So to make sure that when you flip that switch on, it's going to be 110 by the end of April, I'm sure.
Oh, for
The
sure.
first bad day is the day you don't want to have to call you.
No, exactly. If you can plan it, and we tell people all the time, do your preventative maintenance. It just saves you so much hassle. You don't know how many phone calls we get. Fourth of July weekend, somebody doesn't maintain their system. The system craps out. Um, Doing regular maintenance is not going to prevent everything, but it's no different than an oil change with your car. It's going to keep things running as smoothly as it can.
What's a
So
normal thing to save somebody? Like if they're saying, well, I haven't had anybody out in a couple, 3, 4 years,
sure.
but it's running, and I don't want to. what's it cost me to call you? And
Yeah.
they come out and they give you so to keep you away for later. And then if it does happen, you're obviously on speed dial. But when you come out and see functioning systems
Yep.
and something's wrong, what's normally the cause, or like what can you prevent? What is preventative?
Well, I mean, a lot of times on a spring maintenance, believe it or not, over winter, yeah, the air conditioner sits outside dormant. We have a lot of mice and critters that get into these units. They can eat through a wire, pop a wire loose, just silly stuff like that. Um, you don't want to find that out when it's 100 degrees outside. You'd rather find it out now when it's 75 degrees, 70 degrees, whatever it may be. Um, so that's extremely common. Also, dirty filters. People neglect their air filters. Um,
You talking to me?
a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I cannot honestly say, no, I'm not my wife. I told you she's Schneider. I know you don't get
Yep.
that reference. One day at a time. Valerie Bertinelli. She married Eddie Van Halen. My wife is very on top of things. My wife is
Yeah.
really like a wonderful caretaker to our home, and she is filter minded. She
Yep.
just is in a very general sense. Maybe it's a male female thing. Maybe it's because she just thinks that way, and I don't. And she's an engineer, and I'm not.
Yeah.
But like she's on filters. Like so, when anything's a little weird, she'll be like, change the filter, because she
Yeah.
knows I don't think like I'm a sports idiot. I'm not technical. I need you, Zach.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, these air filters, I mean, the cheapest thing that you can do. Do it more often than you think you should, and it'll prevent a lot of hassle,
Probably
down the
make the
road.
air a lot better in here too with the cat and all
Well,
that, right?
100%, yeah, that too. And everybody has allergies. It helps with that. But systems break down. You have a dirty filter. If it gets to a certain point, it'll restrict the airflow completely, where it shuts the system down. Um, you don't want that, for something that you can avoid.
Well, when I was in the drugstore the other night, listening to us, by the way, right over here in
Mm.
Towson, I was driving over, and I'm sick as a dog, and I wound up getting the man, dude, I got I got Zicam,
Yep.
I got the Advil cold and sign. Literally, I picked all this stuff up over, and when I was in there, the lady behind me was getting. You know how you have to tell them at the CVS they bring a key and they come and they
Oh
let
yeah.
you in behind the
Yep.
Similac and all the cough syrup that I'm getting all lit up on. My wife's drinking the cough syrup right now, so I can't show you that. But she was getting allergy stuff.
Yeah.
She was asking about allergy stuff, and I'm thinking, if somebody says allergies to you, Zach, at the Comfort Guys, you're probably saying
Yep.
change your filter, man. Like, right? Like, I'm
No,
thinking
that's
about things that could change the air. People are going to take a drug, keep
yep.
their filter dirty. The air's still dirty. They're taking more drugs. Instead of doing that, change the filter and your air will be better.
It's pretty simple, but yeah, it's out of sight, out of mind. I mean, people don't think about it. Even me personally, I set reminders. In most houses, you should change the filters more than twice a year. I set reminders on my phone for April 1st and October 1st. Um, I do it periodically in between as well, but I feel like that's a pretty
You think
good.
it's a 3 or 4 month thing? You think it's more seasonal?
It is. I mean, every house is different too. With some cats and dogs and
Three
different.
months of running the heat around
Three,
here in the dead of winter with the cat and the door
yeah,
shut. I mean, I bet honey, our filter's dirty as hell. I bet it is. I mean, you were
yeah.
here
It was a
seven,
month
8 weeks
ago.
ago.
Yeah,
But I would think that we've been running it because it's been cold.
exactly. And changing the filter again more often than not as often. Um, Err on the side of every 30 to 60 days. It's going to save some aggravation for you. So
Well, and I would think from the allergy perspective, that's probably,
yeah,
I mean, that's more common than anything. Zach Dermer's
yep,
here. They're the Comfort Guys. Farnan and Dermer. I wear the gear. Luke wears the gear. They sponsor our sports coverage around here. Anything you want to say about on the field? I mean, giving Shane Boz the money. I've written some spicy letters to
yep,
leadership at Baltimore Positive, but I mean, I can say this: these guys are spending money and they're playing that role in a way that we ain't never seen this like this
no,
around here
not at
before.
all.
And for that, I tip my cap and say you guys are trying in a city where we haven't seen that in 30 years. And um, I'm into it. And the game's better and the pitching's
Yep.
good every night and they have a chance to win and they're going to kick the ball around. I mean, it is are. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
I make excuses for that, but I'll say I'd like this team, but I like this team to be a playoff team, and I like elements of the team right now aside from the bullpen.
yep,
That we're gonna have a real freaking baseball season here this year. And for a guy your age, that doesn't mean much, but for a guy my age,
no,
I've had a
it's
lot of bad baseball here, dude.
Yeah, no, I mean we all have, but no, I think the first weekend again, first three games in the books. Um, Kobe Mayo playing defense. I mean that's I think it surprised everybody. That double play that he turned in the first game, pretty impressive.
He's an athlete.
Um, yeah, he was a basketball player, I believe, right? Is that and then converted baseball
Yeah, but they
or
they if have thought of him as being a real infielder until
yeah,
he wasn't good enough, and now it's can you get better at this, not can you play left-handed. I mean, he's going to make some mistakes. Gunnar Henderson pissed me off. I got mad when he threw to the wrong base. I'm like, come
yeah,
on, man. It's one thing to make an error of effort. It's different to make decisions that are
yeah,
bad.
mental error. Yeah, it's early in the year. I mean, we definitely have some rust, but I think Kobe Mayo that was a nice thing to see. Um,
Taylor Ward made a nice play in left field too. Saved
yeah,
a double.
yeah, yeah, he did well. I mean, the center field, Dylan Beavers yesterday, that was a
Well, I mean, the
little
sun's
suspect,
the
but
sun
that's
though, and you're at playing out of position. Playing out of position. I mean,
it's
it would
tough.
be like me having working for you guys and trying to figure out air
Yeah,
conditioning. I'm not for that.
no, exactly. But no, but you have a lot of depth. I mean, it's a nice Blaze Alexander. You throw him in center field some games potentially. So seems like he can play anywhere.
Well, and Jeremiah Jackson too,
Yeah,
and
yeah, you
he's
have.
hitting the ball.
He is definitely hitting the ball. So I think a lot of bright spots. Yeah, Pete, yeah, had a great series. Not great, but a couple timely hits. Opposite direction. Yeah, not all home runs. It's Tyler O'Neill, general soreness. Those it's a nice shot.
For a guy
So,
who took $155 million, Pete Alonso's done everything the right way,
yep,
and he fits the suit. Like the uniform looks right on him. It feels comfortable right away. I think the fans are comfortable with it. He doesn't feel like an imported New York guy or whatever.
yep,
You know, I applaud everything the Orioles have done except not giving him my press pass and
yep.
moving the press box. I wasn't happy about that. But someday when I get enough sponsors, we'll all go to the truest suites together, or probably we will
Sounds
not. We will
great.
not. Football side for you, it's been a month since we got together.
Yep,
Um, by the time I got to Luke to talk about the Crosby thing after he had done his podcast implicating everything I've ever written about Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh before that, just the fact that he showed up in the building and nobody said hello to him and then they threw him out and
yeah,
like I,
it's a
I,
bad look.
it is really a bad look.
Yeah, that was You would think Eric would be there to greet him at the airport, wherever they flew him into, which I thought was a little bit odd. Would they flew him into Dallas or somewhere near
Well, Eric
DC?
was busy that weekend signing players, so like I
True.
understand that, but Minter had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like Minter's just the head coach. He's head coach in standing. I the treatment that he got here should disturb Ravens fans and disturb even more that they're lying about all of this. All that being said, if they had just signed Hendrickson and kept their draft picks and kept their mouth shut, and on Friday night the story never broke, I would check all the boxes that they
Sure.
kept their draft picks.
Yep.
They got an edge rusher that is going to be good enough and they didn't get him cheap. And he's a good guy. I, I
Yeah.
I don't feel like they're a better football team than they were when they lost to the Steelers, but I feel like they've tripped navigating the offseason in a way that they didn't have to, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah. No, it's definitely ugly, but yeah, Trey Henderson definitely fills a little bit of a gap there. It's just hard when we're gonna be thinking what it could have been with Max Crosby, Kyle Hamilton, Roquan, Madubuike. It just
Well, in week 8, when Max Crosby's back beating up quarterbacks again and
exactly.
saying, you shouldn't have done this to me, Linderbaum's out there now, and they're going to have the
Yep.
rookie quarterback in Mendoza and all that in Vegas. But for the Ravens, keeping the draft picks, that if they do well on the 14th pick and they find a center, an edge, a corner, I don't know
Sure.
what they're going to do with the pick. But they still have Lamar. They still have Henry. They still have assets. They're still the best team in the division by far. They
Yep.
did pick up the pass rusher. So the offseason's going okay. I mean, it's going okay from that
Yeah.
perspective, and we'll see how the draft does. But they've been in the news for the wrong reasons and in the wrong ways. And I think that that's an unfortunate thing. And they're really blessed that the Orioles are going to matter. The Orioles are going to
Yeah.
keep them out of the news. Remember, they
Exactly.
used to want the headline. When Kevin
Yep.
Byrne got here when you were a baby, the Ravens wanted to be above Cal Ripken
Yep.
in the newspaper. for a little while, being quiet for them is probably a really good thing. And for a little while, you and I are saying, hey, what day's Eflin pitching? And what night we taking
Yeah.
trade at a ballpark? And when can he run
Yep.
the bases? And
There you go.
um, it has been a nice thing because sports went away in bad ways for the last 90 days. Just the
Yep.
fact that the heartbeat of it is back. I know you're a sports guy. It's part of your sponsorship with us as being
Yep.
involved in sports, that sports becomes daily again now. And that's really good.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely looking forward to the week. Yeah, weekends are great at the yard, but weeknights, the 6:30 games, I mean, it's on the background every single evening. So I mean,
I'm
it's a long season.
don't tell me. I'm going to Costas tonight with one of my best friends, Stan
Yep.
Jablonski, who's in from Chicago. They ain't got no crabs in Chicago, not north side, south side. They
No.
got good pizza, but they ain't got no crabs. So I'm going to Costas, and I'm getting off the yoga mat. I got my Planet Fitness obligations and all that, and I'm like 6:30. I don't think in terms of 6:35. It's been a
Yeah.
couple years, but I'm like 6:30. I'll be there
Yeah.
6:20. I'll be at the bar. I'll meet you there. So,
Yep.
and then the games get over at 9 o'clock, and I can go to bed like an old man.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt about it. If I can stay up till 9, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So
Stop this, man. You're 35 years old.
yeah, I
You're
mean, get
supposed
up
to
at
be the
4.
young one in this
I
relationship,
know, I
dude.
know. Well, yeah, between 6:30 and about 8 o'clock, putting down 3 kids, for bed, five,
How old
two,
are these
and
kids
eight,
again?
five, 5.5, 2.5, and 4 months.
And I'm the
So
one with the bags under my eyes and hadn't
yeah,
shaved in a
well,
month.
so yeah, I mean, I'll probably most games I'll be about third inning,
All
start
right, so
watching.
I'm going to give you a little
So
public service announcement once these kids get to be big enough. I
yep,
had I took my train ride up to Machu Picchu.
hmm
Yeah, I mean, Machu Picchu is really hard to get to. You got to fly into Cusco. It's
yep,
11,000 feet. You then do a 2 hour, either a bus ride or I had a transportation to take you to this little town called Ollantaytambo. Then you get on a train. Then you're on the train an hour and a half, and it was the most beautiful train ride ever, ever, ever,
yeah,
ever
I'm sure.
into the hills, raging river the whole way, backwoods of Peru, all of that. I, there were people on my train, and I had this Vista train, which was a glass ceiling, so you could
Well,
see everything.
awesome.
And there were little kids. People took their little kids to my, like, not 2 and 1, but 6 and 8. There was a
Yeah,
couple from Sarasota, Florida, Bradenton, Florida that I befriended. I ran into them later. They had a 6-year-old boy and an 8-year-old girl, and they took to me. They
yeah,
liked my hair and they were into me. And they talked to me and talked to me. And I'm thinking, man, what an experience for these kids. And I talked to them. I said, where else you been? Our parents took us to Costa Rica last year. And the
awesome.
little 6-year-old saying, I'd like the beach at Costa Rica. And I'm thinking, man, to culture young people, if you get the opportunity, go to South America, Zach, you know?
Yeah, well, my wife, way before, yeah, I met my wife. She went to Machu Picchu. Um, I don't know what she thinks about taking the kids, but
She went, though.
yeah, she did Machu Picchu. I think when she graduated college,
All right.
15 years ago, whatever that was.
I was
Um,
told there were going to be a bunch of young hippies up there, and there really weren't. It was just a
no,
bunch of, it
okay,
was me and a bunch of Asian tourists. It was fun.
yeah, no, I'm sure it was a beautiful trip. So, you gotta get after it. I mean, kids, they're adaptable, so you take them and do what you got to do.
Start in Ocean City. I mean, I'm not,
Yeah,
do the
that's
Disney
easier.
thing if you got to, do whatever you got to do. But
Yep.
I'm just saying, don't be afraid to take the kids to Machu Picchu. They'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
They'll be wowed by it. Trust me. It's wow. I don't. I've been to some places that have been wow. Zach Dermer's here. They're going to wow you with their comfort. They're the comfort guys at Farnan and Dermer. If you, I shouldn't say if you need HVAC, that's one thing, dude. It's like eyes and ears, and
Yep.
we're all going to need you or somebody like you. Tell everybody what you do and how they can get in touch with you real easily, and you can get out there and give them the service that they deserve.
Yeah. No. So Zach Dermer, of course, Farnan and Dermer. Um, website acbaltimore.com. So acbaltimore.com. Pretty easy. 410-367-7777 is our number. Call us, text us anytime. Um, one thing that we really pride ourselves on is the same day service aspect of it. Um, being without air conditioner, being without heat is terrible, and we understand that.
I'm
You
better
call
without
us.
heat than AC. I get
I
cranky when it
think
gets
so.
hot. If it
Yeah,
gets a
when
little
it's hot.
cold, I'll put a jacket on. If you come tomorrow, unless it's
Yeah.
3 degrees,
Yep.
I can live at 58 or 62 degrees for a minute or five. I
Yeah.
don't want to live 1 minute at 98.
No,
Not
especially when you're
one
trying to
minute.
sleep at night. Yeah, I mean sleeping. sleeping in the heat is rough. So,
I got my first
um,
damn skeeter bite too. Yeah, I got that
really,
in Cartagena. I got it right.
yep,
It's like a souvenir. I'm like, man, once the heat comes, the bugs. Oh my God, this is
yeah,
why you want maintenance now, and that's why I'm beating everybody up here in April
exactly.
to say get on out and make the call. Find them online. Zach's easy to
Yep.
find. You find me, you find him, you find Baltimore Positive, and they'll come out. You got rid of my stinkification. I don't have any stinking going on right now. I have stink
Yep.
bugs, but no stinky.
Yeah. Hey, we try our best. So that no, that's a good thing. And also for for the listeners here, um, April right around the corner in a couple of days. It's actually a great time if you have an old clunker of a system. You get a couple of tax dollars back, whatever that may be. Might be a good time to invest in a new system. There's some pretty significant rebates out there, up to $3,000 from BG&E, for a certain high efficiency system. So yeah, 3 grand is
And that winds up saving you money all the way around. I mean,
oh,
I
for
know when
sure.
I put the new system in, it you can hear that it's not working as hard.
Yep.
And I think you've even said even in the last 5 or 10 years, come a long way with efficiency and how AI and how all of it works.
Yeah.
That I know the energy companies are trying to soak us and crush us and all that, but the
Yep.
people making this stuff are really trying to be efficient with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not going to escape high energy bills. That's just the way things are now. But if you can lessen that, if you can cut your bills 30%, 40%, it all helps. So it's a now it's a good time. It's better than middle of the summer, if you can do it proactively. Yeah, it makes sense. We also offer interest-free financing. Most people don't put aside a certain amount of money every month
How
and say,
much?
"Hey, I'm
Exactly.
exactly." So if you can finance it, still got to pay for it, but it does make it a whole lot easier. So
Our friends at Farland and Dermer will make it easy for you. They've made it easy for us to cover sports, follow sports. It's always good to have Zach on to say hello. And next time we get together a couple weeks from now, first place. That's all. I just want him to be give me some 650, 700 ball here the first month against these
be
dreg
great.
teams. And
Yep.
then we'll, hold your own 500 against the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. And I think we
Yep.
could do something here. So it's going to be a great baseball season. I haven't been able to open this microphone here for much
Yep.
of your lifetime, young man,
Yeah.
and say it's going to be a great baseball season here. So I am excited about that. Zach Dermer
Yeah.
can be found at Farland and Dermer. They are the comfort guys. AC Baltimore is the way to find them. And you can always find them out at Baltimore Positive. Keep the faith. The NFL draft is around the corner, Zach. All right.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Trying to talk
looking forward to it.
Luke into going to Pittsburgh. He wants no part of it. So I can't blame
Yeah.
him.
Hey.
One time we've already been to Pittsburgh this year. I'm like, you're right about that. And by the way, the Orioles are going to Pittsburgh this weekend too. I am
Okay.
Nestor. We are WNST AM 1570 Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking. Baltimore Positive. Stay with us.